Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Mahjong Meetup, Episode 5. I'm happy to introduce our special guest, the Lions Ridge Scanlation Group, comprised of Rinshan, White Lion, and XGO. I'm joined by my host, Daske here. Say hello, Daske.
How's it going?
So,
Always here in the background.
Yeah, so as you can see on this episode, I've taken your guys' suggestions and I've captured the Discord window. And as you can see, the person who's currently talking has a green circle next to their name. So hopefully that'll help you keep track of who's talking at the moment, okay? So without further ado, I'd like to introduce Rinshan. Rinshan, why don't you say hello?
Hey, great to be here. What's up?
And then we
Um,
have White Lion.
Uh-huh. Hello.
And then last but not least, we have XGO.
Hello, everyone. It's XGO here.
Well, the reason for this episode is when I started actually going to play Mahjong, I had read and seen Mahjong animes such as like Akagi, and I just wanted to highlight these unsung heroes of the Mahjong community and how just really awesome it is to be able to read scanlated manga, Mahjong manga, and Tetsunaki has been really one of my favorite ones. This past year. So we've compiled some interview questions for them, and guys, you can go ahead and ask your own questions in the chat, and we'll go ahead and bring those up to our special guests here. Um, well, let me go ahead and start with the first question for you guys. Let's go hit the ground running. How did you guys first get into mahjong? And then we'll have Rinshan, White Line, and XGO. You can talk about that in turn, so that way we're not stepping all over each other. So the first question is, how did you get into Japanese Riichi mahjong?
all right, so basically you said it already. I watched it like 4 to 5 years ago. I'm not sure. So I watched it and I didn't know Mahjong at all. Like I just watched it and I enjoyed it because of the atmosphere, the show, the story, whatever.
Yeah,
And
which one did you see? Sorry, we missed that.
oh, Akagi.
Akage. Oh, yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
so you're
So
first watching Akage.
yeah. I was a manga anime fan, whatever, and I saw Akagi because it was popular, like on 4chan, on A. Everyone talked about it, and I watched it. And first time I watched it, I didn't know any magic, but I enjoyed it. Second time I watched it, I thought like, all right, now I know mahjong a bit, but I didn't know anything at all. And in in a few months, like whatever, I was bored, and I downloaded this stupid one-player mahjong game. I don't even remember what it's called. And I played like with bots, whatever. I didn't know that Tenho existed. I didn't
Oh.
know about yeah. So I played like this stupid one-player game, uh, and I don't know. Like I learned the rules over Wikipedia and online stuff, but I'm not sure if back then Osamuko and the other things existed. It was like 6 years ago, and I was like
Oh.
thinking, yeah. I thought like, am I the only person in the Western world that plays mahjong? So back then it was like, yeah. Back then it was like, I'm probably the only person that plays mahjong in the Western world. So I played it myself with some bots, with some games, and that's how I learned basically mahjong. But yeah, once I learned the rules, once I learned how it goes, I fell in love with it, and I never stopped. So that's
Wow.
how I learned mahjong.
And that's why I think the translation of these mahjong anime, mahjong manga is so important because it gives you a drama, right? To keep with it instead of just shuffling tiles. You're like, oh, I kind of want to, um, in my opinion. So let's go past that question to White Lion. White Lion, how did you get into playing Japanese Riichi mahjong?
Yes. So back in the days when I was really bored,
Uh-huh.
I decided to look up for some manga to read, and I came up with some psychological manga.
Ah.
And my first exposure to mahjong was Gamble Fish. But to be honest, I didn't really like it that much. Before that was before I read Akagi. Akagi got me hooked. So next up, I read 10. I finished all of 10. And then I decided to take up mahjong. First, it started from a sense of curiosity. And then now
Oh.
it turns into a enjoyment.
Or for some, an addiction, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and ask that. How about you, XGO? How did you first get started in playing Japanese Riji Mahjong?
Well, I actually first started learning Chinese Mahjong first.
Oh, okay.
So when I was in high school, I was studying for the college exams, and then it turns out my parents sent me away to a study camp for that. And it was actually a Chinese camp. So there I learned Mahjong from the other students there. And I developed my lifelong passion for Mahjong. And then I started playing so much at the camp that I got it banned.
Oh, you
And
got it banned.
then
Wait. Talk a little bit more about how you played so much that you got it banned. So,
So basically, whenever we had breaks from, I don't know, studying and stuff, we would just always play Mahjong. And then eventually the camp director noticed that too much and then decided to ban Mahjong.
w- wow.
And
Wow.
so then from there, that I actually read Akagi and Saki, and then I learned the Japanese scoring rules because I didn't actually learn like any Chinese scoring rules. So since there aren't a lot of English resources for Chinese mahjong online, I managed to pick up like Japanese scoring rules from Wikipedia and YouTube.
Oh, wow. Did you watch? Who's that fellow that did that really good YouTube series? Is that Ayoshi or
Yeah,
something?
I actually saw that video,
Yeah.
but like by that time I already knew like most of the Yaku already.
Hmm. So you guys are kind of solo piecing together. And Daske, sorry to leave you out. I'm kind of asking all the questions, but I'd like for you to speak a little. You covered it a little bit more earlier in the episodes, but let's have you just talk at length. How did you get into Japanese Richi Mahjong?
So yeah, I actually got into Riichi Mahjong through Chinese Mahjong. I
Oh,
was at
like
the University of
XGA.
Texas.
Oh.
Yeah, I was at the University of Texas at the time, and I was looking for random clubs one day, and I stumbled upon Mahjong. I'm like, ooh, what's that? So I went and learned, and there they had the Chinese version. And the second time I came, this one guy was there, and he knew how to play Japanese Mahjong, and so he taught like me and three other people, and then he left, never came back. But after that, I basically kind of went over there and found some more resources by myself to actually go and learn the game. Then started playing it a lot more, and then found out later on that there is actually like anime and stuff about it, and I was like, wow, what? So yeah.
Oh, what was the first one that you kind of watched? Like, was it like?
The first one that I saw was Saki because I believe that was up on Crunchyroll at the time.
Ah, okay. Um, wow, that's cool. So we've got a running thing like Akage and Saki kind of runs. Run is a running theme. Just just wanted to um, hey Starfire, if you wanna if you wanna hang out, that's fine. Um, so here's my personal one. So basically, I was watching Akage and reading Akage because do you remember that term like a 4chan that came where like I'm Gar for Akage. It was like a mistyping. Anyways, so this thing about like manly manga and anime to watch, and Akage was one of them. And I watched it, and I was like, wow, this is really like cool and old school. Like it takes place like in post World War II Japan, and it just had a real nice feel for me. And then I watched it, kind of forgot about it. Read Kaiji, a lot of the uh, Fukumoto crazy releases, and I even tried to go in their chat, but I think Sonic Crazy was playing like a lot of Chibi Robo or something, or
Mm-hmm.
and doing other attempts. So I was like, oh, I guess it's kind of winding down. And then I finally ran into Pacific Mahjong League when I was at TohoCon and helping run the game room, and someone, I think it was Kira, brought a mahjong table and asked if she could set up a mahjong table in the room, and I was like, wow, I can actually learn how to play, and that was in September. So, but I had been reading manga and watching anime on mahjong for a while, and just because even it's so good, even though you don't know the rules exactly, it still has that real dramatic tension, and that kind of propelled me forward to really go hard in the paint for Japanese Richi Mahjong. Um, okay, well we've got that question out of the way. How did you guys meet and form Lions Ridge? So I guess we'll go
All
for
right.
Richon. Yeah. What's the history? How long have you been
Yeah.
guys around, etc.?
All right. So basically, we formed like October last year. So it's like what 8, 9 months, I guess. Then, um, basically, how we formed it was a lucky or happy coincidence. Basically, we've been talking about Akagi and Fukumoto Crazy, and that's where we basically were born. Basically, last year, if you remember, there was the Fukumoto Crazy tournament, where the first tournament where like Sonny Crazy said he's gonna translate some manga for the winner or whatever. And during that time, like the IRC of Fukumoto Crazy was really like crazy. Everybody talked like what manga is he gonna translate, and the discussion like everybody suggested their own manga. And during that time, like I opened all those manga that people suggested and wanted translated, and I thought to myself like, why shouldn't I translate these manga? Like I know Japanese, so why not? I mean, uh, since like I don't know, like I've been studying Japanese for like 10 years, and I always wanted to translate something. So when I participated in the tournament, I thought to myself like, okay, this is the chance for me to translate something.
Oh.
And yeah, and since I suck at mahjong, I'm not really a good player, so I lost I think in the first round of the of the tournament.
Uh,
Uh, yeah, but I followed still what people thought and what they wanted translated. So I saw first I saw like someone wanted Mudazumo Naki Kaikaku, that's Koizumi, and
so that's
I was like,
that's a legend of Koizumi, like with the world leaders
yeah,
playing
yeah,
mahjong, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
yeah. So I thought like, all right, I'm gonna try to translate one chapter of Koizumi, and I basically made a text file and I translated it, posted it in the IRC, and asked like, guys, is this good enough? Is this a good translation?
Uh
And
huh.
people were like,
And that's
yeah,
the part when I came in. I said nope.
You said
yeah,
no. That was your first introduction. Red Shot and White Lion. You just go. I've translated this. Is this good enough? And you just chime in with no. Okay. Well, I'll let you take it from there, White
yeah.
Lion, because
No, let me finish, man. It's like it's just the beginning. Like
oh.
I posted, and people ignored it. Okay, there was like white lines, like no, whatever. And then what I did is like I typeset the text I made, and I made it in Paint, like Microsoft Paint, with with some ridiculous font. It was so ugly. Like the first chapter I did was so ugly, and I don't know, it was so stupid. But I posted on RSC anyway, and White Line well, like whispers me like, "Do you want me to typeset this properly?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure, typeset properly." And that's basically how we formed. Like he just whispered me, "Want me to typeset this properly?" I said, "Yeah, sure." And he made the chapter. We uploaded it. People were like, "Yeah, sure, whatever, it's okay." And that was our first chapter. But
Can
then,
confirm.
yeah,
Wow.
during that time, David from Osamuko or Osamu, plus he was like spamming Kirinji. He was like spamming on IRC like Kirinji, Kirinji, Kirinji,
Uh
and I was
huh.
like, all right, I'm gonna look at it. and I read the first chapter raw. He uploaded it, and I was like, holy. Okay, I guess I can say it, like holy crap, this is so
Yeah, yeah,
good.
it's fine. The Mahjong Meetup is R-rated, so yes, you can say
Oh
whatever you'd
yeah, I
like.
said.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Okay, I said, holy shit, this is good, man. I'm in love with it. Like I fell in love with it from the first chapter. I
Oh.
saw Korinji chapter one, yeah, and then I started like chatting with White Lion. I said, man, do you like this manga too? And he was like, yeah, yeah, it's good. And that's where we started. Like, so we did Koizumi for fun. We did Legend of Koizumi for fun, but then we saw Kirinji. We fell in love with it. We really like, for example, I mean, for Koizumi, we didn't really like put a lot of effort for the first chapter, but for Korinji, we really like researched like how typesetting goes, how translating goes, how everything goes, because we were inexperienced. Like we didn't know how explanation goes.
Ah, I see. I
So we did,
see.
yeah. So we did
How did
like,
you do this research?
yeah. Thankfully enough, there's like a lot of guides on the internet. Like on you just like typesetting tutorial. Like there's on YouTube guides, there's text guides, whatever.
Oh,
Of
okay.
course, okay, for translation you can find guides. That's basically that's up to me. But like we really like put effort in the first chapter. We uploaded. People loved it. People like put it like liked it, put comments and whatever. And that's where we started. Like once we uploaded Korinji chapter one, like we got this feeling like wow, people really like this, even though it's mahjong. Like a lot of people like they don't know mahjong. Like also enjoyed it. So that's where we started. Like it's Kirinji. Basically, even though Koizumi was the first chapter we like literally did.
Wow.
So yeah,
So, oh, so
that's basically how we formed. Like IRC Fukumoto Crazy tournament last year ago, spontaneously Koizumi was the first chapter, but Kirinji was the real first chapter we did. So I guess that's
wow. So, White Lion, where did you learn how to typeset, and what made you uh, whisper to Rinshan that you typeset this for him? Because it's a lot of work, right?
Yeah. So it's what basically trial and error, and I pick up some tips from the IRC, the Fukumoto crazy one.
Mm.
yeah. Tambur like White Line knows. I think typesetter Tambur like whispered us and helped us a lot. So yeah, we owe a lot to Fukumoto Crazy team. They're like our godfathers, basically.
Yeah, yeah,
That's really cool. Where you have kind of like a senpai group that has done translation scanlations of in the past, but kind of shares that knowledge instead of kind of keeping that to themselves, and allows other groups to exist, instead of saying, "Oh, I don't want that other group. We just want to do all the."
Yeah, they're great. Like all Magic players in the West, cool.
So XGO, you've been kind of silent. How? Oh wait, he just disappeared. It was his time to talk, and he left. No, hopefully he'll come back with his when his
But
connection
I'm
gets
here,
better.
right?
Oh, okay.
came back.
Oh, okay, he's back. So XGO, how did you come into working with Rinshan and White Lion?
So I was actually also in the Fukumoto Crazy Tournament last year, and then I was actually somebody who asked for Legend of Koizumi, and I was a little disappointed that it wasn't picked up. But then I saw that a group called Lions Ridge actually picked it up.
Oh,
So then I continued to read it for a while, and I saw that they also picked up Kirinji, and then I saw a post on their blog that asked for help because they were getting busy. So I was actually on spring break at that time, so I decided I had some free time, and I contacted them about joining, and then that was it.
oh wow. So what is your role in the group?
I also had to look up like Google how to typeset and do the cleans, so I currently do that, and I also help editing the translations as well.
Wow, that's great. I think 3 members is a very strong group. You have like a tripod. So,
Yeah. Can I say something about?
oh yeah, sure, go for it,
Uh,
Richon.
yeah. So basically, like me and White Line did like we had actually. It's not fair. We should mention ex Kime or Kimechi, the legend. He actually helped us out before George ex Geo joined us. He was a proofreader. Like he's a lot better in Japanese than I am. So like he would look at some things, and especially mahjong, because I know Japanese, but my mahjong slang and terminology is like a bit weak. So he helped us in the beginning. So I have to give a shout out to him. So basically, we're two guys, but like White Line is from Vietnam, I'm from Europe, and none of us is like literally like fluent in English. But George, like him, Georging, sorry, George, ex Geo, like joining us is was like he was a godsend because he's fluent, he knows English, he knows the grammar, and we finally had like an editor to like really help us. I mean, my English. Yeah. So beside him, like cleaning and typesetting, now we have a fluent English guy who can also help us edit. So not just us, not just a group like having three of us, which is a lot better, but also having an English person. So that's I think like that's where lives which really like really started. Like okay, we started last year ago, but once X Jude joined, it was like the real beginning of like a more professional, more serious group.
I see. Um, I Kiranji, you guys did it like Scanlay did it very quickly. Like you've done 4 volumes of the first kind of storyline, the first arc, and I remember it started to pick up speed a lot. And when you started doing Kiranji, how did that process go? Like how many chapters did you do when it was just Rinshan and White Lion, and then when what chapters did XGO come in?
All right, so basically, once we started, we were pretty like I was trying I was going to say that we were lazy, but we weren't lazy. We were just inexperienced. Like um,
You're learning
I mean,
as well, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it's the thing is like we really didn't have any idea, any experience about scan lighting. We were just beginners. Like, okay, people helped us, but we had no idea. I mean, you can look at the chapters of Kirinchi, and if you look like if you read them, you can see like how the typesetting, the translation improves over the time. So we were really beginners, and we didn't take it too seriously back then. But then over the time, we did like what, like one chapter a week or one chapter every 2 weeks, and one crazy chapter every 4 weeks or whatever. So it was like more of a hobby back then. But over the time, like it's like a personal story. Like I went to work on a ship and whatever, and I tried different jobs to get a job, and over the time, I lost like all the jobs, and I figured I can't work on a ship, I can't work here, whatever, and I was basically unemployed. And Wildline is also like in high school, so he has a lot of free time, and I was like, okay, guys, I'm unemployed, I'm full of energy, I'm just gonna spend all of that energy in KG. So that's when he started doing like daily chapters. I mean, I
Wow.
was the yeah, I was the guy like that forced it to for us to make daily chapters. But at the beginning, like White Line was busy. He had exams and whatever. So for a time, like from chapter 21 to 20 or to 30, whatever, I did everything alone basically with XG, with just editing and proofreading. So that was a time like 10 to 12 chapters. I did everything alone. But during that time, like whenever those guys were free, they helped me a lot. I mean, it's not just me. Whenever Lifeline was free, he cleaned. Whenever XG was free, he'd also helped me clean some chapters. So yeah, it was like 4 to 5 months ago when I was really depressed and unemployed, and I just went like I'll just scanlate.
Mm.
That's what I'm gonna do because translating and scanlating also like it helps me like oh my god, I'm not gonna say this right. Therapeutical. How do you say it in English? Like, it's like a therapy for me. Like translating and scanlating is like gets my mind of like
Ah,
worries.
so you're
Yeah,
going through a
how,
hard time in your life, and then it's like, where can I direct your
exactly,
energy to? And it's
exactly. That's it. And
and
that's yeah. That's when he's sped up with Ringy. That's when he like the daily chapters. And I also, besides all of that, I love the manga so much. I just want to like catch up with Japan. Like just translate everything there is available so people can enjoy it. So we can catch up with Japan. So yeah, that I guess that's the short version of how we went from a hobby group to a full time everyday releases.
yeah, very impressive, very impressive. Oh, here's a question from Shinky, and this is for all of you. So Shinky says, so I only really know the super popular Western mahjong media. I guess relatively super popular: Akagi slash Ten, Saki, Tetsuya, Koizumi. What is your other favorite non-mainstream mahjong manga and anime? What are some of your other favorites that haven't been mentioned? So, Rinshan, why don't you take that question, and then we'll go down the line.
I've been talking so much, I'd actually prefer for you to talk.
Oh, oh, okay. How about White Lion?
Yeah.
Well, like I have answered in the Twitch chat, if we are not counting Kirinji, it would be Tohai.
Oh, Tohai. Can you talk about Tohai and the storyline for our viewers that might not be familiar with Tohai?
Yeah, so Tohai is about a high schooler who do,
Like you,
who
White Lion.
does underworld blind. Yeah, definitely not me. Definitely not me. But yeah, Tohai is about a high schooler who plays underworld mahjong. Basically that.
Hmm. How about you, XGO? What other non-mainstream mahjong manga and anime is one of your favorites?
As for me, I think I would recommend Legendary Gambler Tetsuya. It's about the main character Tetsuya who plays mahjong in post World War II Japan, and it's a lot about the gambling aspect of mahjong as well as, I guess you could say, cheating techniques as well. And he faces just various opponents and figure out ways to defeat them.
I just started reading that off of Kiss Manga, and it's very good. It's very good. Um,
Oh, don't read Kiss manga. It's because we have a problem with Kiss
oh, okay. All right, guys, don't read off of Kiss Manga. But
because
Yeah, there isn't
no.
much manga translated of Tetsuya yet, but there's a good season of anime, and then Sonic Crazy actually streamed some of the video game, which has enough cutscenes for kind of like a second season.
oh yeah, that's right. I was looking at that on YouTube. That's archived on YouTube. Um, do you guys know where a good way to watch the Tetsuya anime is? Is it on VO or
Kiss
something?
anime.
Kiss anime. Okay. All right. So let's see. How about you, Daske? Do you have any um, favorite non-mainstream manga or mahjong anime? Since you actually can read Japanese and speak it as well, have you read anything that? Because I know you buy books as well. Can people hear Daske?
Yeah.
Awkward
He's
silence.
probably he's probably playing Tenho right now.
Oh, okay. All right. So we'll get back to Daske then. I see his circle coming on, but I'm not hearing anything. Okay, Daske, just kind of jump in and rejoin. So that's what he's gonna do. Um, let's
Okay,
see.
can you hear me now?
Yes, yes, I can hear you
Yeah,
now.
yeah, yeah.
So
Excellent. I was talking and wasn't doing anything. So yeah, basically, my favorites kind of align with a lot of what they were saying earlier, which is like Tohai and whatnot. Though I know one of the other members in Osamuko, not Lemon, he was translating. Oh, what is that called?
Hyanso no Saiko-san.
Psycho. Yeah, Psycho-san, which is also a really good read if you like mahjong manga. So definitely check that one out as well.
I really like that one. It's a four coma kind of a comedy one, right? On
Hmm.
on Psycho-san, who's a girl that is just insanely strong player, right? And she works in a Janso. Um, I like that one
Works in a
too.
John, so.
Works in a Janso. Um,
Yeah, I have both volumes of that right in front of me, actually.
oh wow, I really like that manga too. Not Lemon, keep on translating it, please. It's really good. I'll let you beat me in Mahjong.
Actually, also the other day, yesterday actually, I was in a manga store in Japan, and I think David posted in the chat recently that someone started translating Muteki no Hito, and I actually picked up the first volume and started reading it as well. And
Oh
it seems kind of
wow.
interesting because it's Tenho based.
Ooh, yeah. So that's yeah, that's being scanlated now, and that's by the person that the mangaka that does Liar's Game, correct? Yeah.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
so we're seeing a swell of kind of more and more mahjong manga are being put out, and it's really refreshing. Actually, I'm like, oh, is there another one of Muteki out? Like, I was someone was talking about it in chat in IRC, and I was like, oh, I'm reading that right now. I hope more chapters come out. Kirinji was, coming out, and I was like, oh wow, this is like this whole new mahjong manga that's coming that I hadn't heard of. So here's my story about finding Lions Ridge Kirinji scanlation was I had just gone to the Mahjong Janso and was just talking about my experience of losing all my money from the first meeting, and someone in chat goes, "Oh, you mean like in Kirinji?" And I was like, "Kirinji,
That was me.
yeah, was
That
that you,
was
White
me.
Lion?" And I'm moaning and groaning, and
Yeah.
they're like, "Oh, you just got Kirinji'd. I think you even kind of used it as a verb or something like that." And I was like, "Kirinji, what's that?" And then you said, "Oh, it's a manga," and I was like, "Oh, okay, I'm gonna read it," and it really kind of captures that feel of going into something that you're totally out of your depth and just you just get wrecked. Um,
Yeah, yeah. Cringe is basically like a manga that really captures like the real life experience. I mean, Akagi is really fun. I love it, but it's kind of like supernatural. Like the winds, every other hand is a Yakuma, and you know, you know what I mean. But Cringe is
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah. Akagi is just
it's
so powerful, and it.
yeah, but cringe is like realistic. Like if you play mahjong, if you like love Tenho, whatever, like the games that happen, the plays that happen, it's realistic. Like you can you can like see someone play like that and whatever. Like all the hands are cheap, all the plays are reasonable, and that's kind of refreshing for the mahjong manga and anime world, I think, because there's not a lot of like mahjong manga and anime that are really realistic.
Yeah,
I
you're
think.
right. I guess that's a good point because Akage's like that. I love both these animes. Like Akage and Saki, which are people that have just supernatural powers over mahjong, and when watching it, it's very dramatic, but it doesn't teach you mahjong all that well unless if you know it. Uh,
Yeah, yeah,
Whereas Kirinji, and I think Takeshobu is kind of, and Kindai Mahjong comics are kind of like this is how you. There's like a teaching aspect to it, like because they show all the hands, and then they're almost like kind of what would you do problems a little bit,
yeah.
right?
Because in Kirinji, Ukyosuke, the guy that draws it and makes the manga, has a Shibukawa. He's like a Mahjong pro, and he's like his assistant, and he's like, and he tells him. I think I'm not sure like how much influence he has over the manga, but from season two onwards, like at every end of the volume and Exclima, like he translates some of those. Like there's like a strategy guide from Shibukawa, who's a pro. And he like explains some plays and he like gives insight into the game. So it's more like a manga that really explains how the game works, that can teach you stuff. And it's like I'm not sure. Like I'm trying to think of a manga that a mahjong manga that also like focuses on real mahjong, but I can't think of it. All of
Yeah.
them,
How about you,
yeah, because all
Daisuke?
of
Yeah, in regards to Shibukawa, he's a 10th on Tenho and also a Kyokai Pro who has already won some titles. But even the author himself got up to 9th Dan at one point in Tenho. So
Wow.
it definitely has a lot of different backings behind it that definitely I think the author is like shooting for. Like Renchan was saying, getting all these like really cool strategies and whatnot like into the manga itself, into the story itself for the readers. So that makes it a really cool read as well.
I'm trying to
Can you
think
hear
of.
me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Daske. That's good. Yeah. Can you hear me? It's like a Verizon now Sprint commercial. No, getting back to what I think, and I'm kind of excited, is seeing maybe some Shinjanki uh, being translated. It's not a manga anime, but the series of movies that. What's his name? Sakura Soichi Sakurai. Um,
Sakurai Shoichi.
okay, Sakurai Soichi. Um,
Shoichi.
so yeah,
Also known as like a junkie.
Junkie. Ah. So I'm looking forward. I think that's. I've been watching some clips, and I'm looking forward to seeing that come out soon. So that's another recommendation. I think one of the Fukamoto Crazy members is trying to sub it. So please sub it. That'd be great. Um,
Yeah,
and
Sonic is working on it right now.
uh, and what's really interesting is walking into and I just wanted to talk about maybe some of these old school mahjong manga where they kind of talk post World War II period, the 70s, and like Shinjanki. Kind of this mirrors when Japan's economy is kind of low. You know, like they're they've been defeated by America. They're getting used to that. People are there's no jobs, um, and so what happens is these people are confronted with the heroes are confronted with these hard situations. You know, I think in Tetsuya there's one where he can't even eat, and eating white rice is the mark of being a successful rich person, just to eat white rice. And I like it because it has this. You get this real sense of history. The struggle comes from the game, but there's all these historical and cultural moments that are kind of play into the manga, and you can kind of see it in real focus because um, I don't know why. I still don't know, but I really when I go to the Japanese Janso, I always ask the old time Jangaros, uh, especially the owner. I was like, "What was it like to play mahjong back in the day?" And they'll just tell me crazy stories. They're really good. Okay, so let's go move into the
Yeah, I
next.
can tell you, I can
Oh
tell you
yeah,
more about that, but I'm not sure if like you want to hear it about
oh yeah,
post-war
yeah,
Japan and Magic.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Go and
basically
talk about Richard.
how it went. Yeah, basically during human history, like every country that went through war and post-war, it's always the same because you have to look at it from a political perspective. Like after a war, a country is like in a political uh, crisis. Basically, it's war, it's tragedy. Many people died. Many people like lost everything. So it's a period like where corrupt politicians can rise. And I know it because I'm living in such a country, a post-war country. But basically, Japan was in such a position where like they had a history of yakuza, their mafia, and they played mahjong before. But after the war, it really like rised up because mahjong is like a thing you can solve conflicts with without any violence. And yakuza did it for like a longer time. But after the war, like mahjong got really like the spotlight because all right, guys, like it's post-war. We lost so much. Like let's not resort violence. Let's solve everything with mahjong. And it's like the Showa period where everyone like played mahjong and everything was corrupt. The political world wasn't stable, and I mean it's sad that it had to be like a war or whatever. But thanks to that, like mahjong really rised up during the post World War Two period. Um, so yeah, like if you read Akagi, if you read all those things, like it really happened in Japan. Like you people really did like saw things with Mahjong and whatever. But Kirinji is kind of different because Kirinji happens in the modern world, and in some of the chapters you can read like Renji and Tsuko like commenting on like Renji says like I would like to be. I think that's actually a reference to Akagi. He's like, man, I would like to be a player, a rep player of the Showa period. And then Tsukiko goes like, uh, you can be a rep player, but the modern rep players aren't yakuza. They're like celebrities.
You're right
So
about
so
that. Yeah. Uh, and that kind of brings me to someone like I was asking about in the chat, and thanks Daske, like Masunori uh, Hato, who did the Adventures of Milo and Otis, that was translated here in the West, and he's like a zoologist. Did this film directing about like this cat and dog that like were friends, and he's like a very pro mahjong player. He's 81 or maybe even older, still playing mahjong, and I think Kirinji, even though is not in post World War II, he's still kind of a product of the bubble economy when it burst in Japan, right? He's a NEET.
yeah, definitely.
So you have these heroes that are able to come from these hard circumstances and fight, like the gambler. It still has that drive, in these hard economic times. Akagi post World War II, Kirinji, Papa in as a NEET, he can't find employment, can't and is falling in despair, and is playing online all the time, and but is able to find a way out through mahjong. So, well, after meditating on that, what we're getting about to the three quarters waypoint. What's in the future for um, Lions Ridge? How far are you away from catching up to the Japan releases of Tetsunaki no Kirinji?
All right. So last night, like yeah, the chapter 20 of the Kabuki Chosetsu the second season. So today, or eventually tomorrow, but probably today, we'll have finished the third volume. And the fourth volume is like coming out next month. So the fourth volume isn't still out. So once we like translate today or tomorrow the 30th chapter, once we finish the volume today, we have caught up with all the volume releases. There are like 20 to 30 chapters of Kindai Mahjong chapters, but we're gonna wait for the fourth volume because it's easier and a lot more like simple to translate the digital volumes than to like get physical copies of Kindai Mahjong, then scan it and clean it and level it. So yeah, basically today we'll catch up with all the volume releases, and then
Wow.
we'll have to wait. Yeah, then we'll have to wait 1 month or less, actually, 15th July. That's like 20 days. We'll have to wait 20 days for the fourth volume, and once that gets out, we'll skylight it right away.
Wow, that's amazing! Congratulations, guys. That's it's quite a feat to catch up, especially in
Thank
such
you.
a niche activity. But there's very people that are very passionate, and I always look forward to reading a new Kirinji chapter. It really brightens my day. Um,
Thank you.
Yeah, however, we still also have Koizumi to finish, so we're getting there slowly but surely.
how many chapters are in Koizumi?
There are still several volumes left.
Wow. I think that's kind of imprinted a lot of on the consciousness of even outside of mahjong players, Koizumi, which is like because it's so crazy, and I think that'll even only get more uh, given the U.S. elections. That's if it, which gives me to say what would a Trump special move in Koizumi if he would play mahjong? What would you guys hazard that would to be?
Open Tanyao.
Open Tanyao.
Open Tanya. Um,
1,000 points. Cheap hand.
how about you, White
Cheap hand.
Lion? What kind of hand would Trump have?
Uh, I don't really have any hand in mind.
Oh, okay. Well,
See, I'm just waiting for like con, and then someone's waiting on like a one or has like a 1 and a 3, and he cons the 2, and it pops up a giant wall behind him, and it's like Trump wall building.
Daske, I think you
Ooh.
win. Like just like
Like Mahjong Great Again.
the wall, and they could have immigrants kind of clamoring behind the wall, as he just cons them all. What is Obama in Koizumi?
He
Yes,
was
he was mentioned.
Oh,
he
okay.
was mentioned, but that's all because Koizumi is actually finished. Like in Japan, it's
Oh,
done.
I think
Yeah,
for Obama's one would be he would just kind of hold the tile above the table and like drop it, and then when he'd sumo, just like the mic drop that he did
he
at his
deal into everyone.
and then deal it to everyone. And then how about Hillary Clinton? What do you think her mahjong wall would be? I
Well, I'm not that into American.
Oh, okay. Well, Hillary Clinton, I would think that she would get past a tile from Bill Clinton, her husband, because
Oh,
and then wins, just like how they cheat in Tetsuya. So, or help each other depending on what for what viewpoint you're
gameplay.
taking. Yeah. Um, so, what's in the future for Lions Ridge after you kind of finish Kozumi, and you get caught up with Kiranji? Is there anything that you would like to unveil for our viewers at home? Kind of like a premiere.
Yeah, basically. So we'll be done with available today, tomorrow. So I'll be picking up a different manga. It will be also a Mahjong manga that
Yay!
will start. Yeah, yeah. We'll translate it until Volume 4 comes out, so you can look forward to that. And I don't know. I mean, it's kind of a thing. Like it's a kind of a dilemma for me. Like I'm thinking, should we pick up like another manga that isn't connected to Mahjong? Like, should we start going into like shonen world, like mangas like Naruto and One Piece, like those things? But I don't really feel like it because I don't know. I want to translate manga that I enjoy, and I enjoy like seinen manga like Kinji and stuff. So I don't know. I'm not really sure, but you can look forward to the third like series we're gonna do like in a few days, and it's margin related. So yeah, that's
Great.
the
Yeah.
short term future for us.
Okay. Please keep those mahjong manga in mind because I really enjoy them. So guys,
Thanks a lot.
can you paste a donation link in the Twitch chat? Because you guys work hard, and if you want to donate, and I'm also going to add this to the YouTube description. Go ahead and copy and paste that because I know you guys work hard, and and if you guys like reading their manga that they've scanlated, let them know through a little bit of a donation. So.
Yeah, that would help. I know it's a margin show, whatever, but I'm actually like in a really bad position right now, and we could use like some money to get me out of like I'm living in a third world country right now, so we could use some money to get me out of the third world country and into the into Europe. And if I would get there, like you could expect more manga, more everything, whatever. So anything like €5, €10, $5, anything would help. So Yeah.
Rinshan,
So
when are you trying to move to Europe then? To
yeah, I actually got a job like in the Czech Republic, but I need some like money to get there. So um, I mean, people that follow us in our blog, they know about it, but like anything will really help. So if you have like €5, €10, whatever, like everything will help. I'm sorry for sounding this
no,
desperate,
no,
like
no.
but
That's fine.
yeah,
No, I mean it's life or death, right? So yeah,
yeah,
feel
yeah.
free to do that,
Sorry,
and we'll
sorry.
we'll we'll try to support you here on the Mahjong Meetup as we can. So
Yeah, thanks a lot.
okay, well,
Consequently, where is the donation button on your website, which is the
That's the thing.
lionridge.blogspot.com?
Yeah, that's the
Oh,
thing. Look. That's the thing. Like, people can't believe like in what like bad country I live. Like, PayPal doesn't allow people to donate to my country. Like, so you have to like send the money directly to me. Like, if anything can tell you like in what a bad country I live, it's like that. Like, you can't even donate to me. Like, you have to send the money directly. So that's like the so it's a horrible country, yeah. You can't even donate to me, you have to send it directly. So it's my mail, it's my PayPal, I'll post it in the Twitch chat right now.
Ugh.
so guys, yeah, if you
Come on,
guys are
guys,
watching, please.
let's not finish it on such a bad note.
Oh,
Come on,
okay,
change the
okay.
change the topic.
I just wanted to do that just because you need help, and we want to help facilitate that. So yeah, okay. So Daske, can you talk more about the Pacific Mahjong League tournament that might be coming up in September? You have some more details, yes?
So yeah, we've I believe finalized our contract on our hotel today. Shinkin can tell me otherwise. He went over there to the hotel to get the contract, check out the room, and finalize all that stuff, which is going to be south of SFO. But yeah, we're going to be hosting our tournament from September 10th to the 11th over here in San Francisco. And definitely come and join. We're getting in 6 very shiny auto tables. We're inviting 3 pros. What is it? Jen, Garth, and also Ben, who's technically not a pro, but is in the Chome League of the Good Players Club. And also, he's really, really good at Mahjong. And also, we're also going to be giving away whoever gets first place in the tournament will get a guaranteed spot within the upcoming WRC, which will be occurring most
The
probably
WRC
this
means
next year.
the WRC is the World Ricci Championships, correct?
Correct. And there we'll be giving away a spot for the 2017 World Reach Championship, which will tentatively, I believe, is going to be up for debate right now, the actual place where it's at. But from what I understand, they're looking at Las Vegas right now, but there's a couple places. That'll be finalized later on this year.
Great.
So yeah, definitely come and attend. It's going to be a big event, lots of people, and you. Dun, da, da, da.
Yeah. On that note, I was just at the Los Angeles Pride of Mahjong Dojo this past weekend, where we held the Pacific Mahjong League SoCal meetup, and we had about 8 players there. Talked to some of the Japanese players, and they're planning to go to the tournament. So that's another incentive. You're going to play against some very strong Japanese players. Emsan has plays weekly in the Janso in Torrance, and is a very good player as well. Also, I want to announce that Pacific Mahjong League will be presenting at Anime Expo on July 3rd, Sunday, at 4:45 p.m. We will be doing a panel on learn how to play Japanese mahjong. Already, we have over 50 attendees slated to be there, which will hopefully increase more and more as we get closer to the convention. So please join me, Daske, and also Emsan from La Pomme, Los Angeles Pride of Mahjong will be there, and my wife will be there also helping out. I've done panels at Anime Expo for the past 2 years running on my other web show, which is SCG Weekly, devoted to shoot 'em up games, both arcade and like Toho. So without further ado, again, I'd like to thank Lions Ridge for being on the show. Again, this won't be your last one. I hope to kind of interview you guys again when it comes for your other manga. Again, thank you,
Thanks for having
Rinshan.
us.
Thank you, White Lion. Thank you, XGO, for being on here. We really appreciate it here on the Mahjong Meetup. Hopefully, we'll get other Scanlation groups. And if you guys want to be on a guest here on the Mahjong Meetup, send a message to the Google form. Maybe we can work something out. We'll take that into consideration. Again, this is the Mahjong Meetup, episode 5. Signing
Oh,
out.
if I could I say something?
Yeah, XGO, go
before
for it.
we
Yeah,
leave?
go.
Yeah,
go.
guys,
So
say
actually,
things.
so actually, White Lion, Yasphere, and I are actually organizing a upcoming Osamuko tournament. We're calling it the Osamuko Invitational. So we have invited 16 players from the Osamuko community and people that we know to play in an online tournament on Tenho. And the format will be similar to the International Online Riichi Mahjong Competition, IORMC. So it'll be teams, but it'll be individual based. And I guess that should be happening on July 2nd. And I think it'll be a really fun thing. So you guys should look out for that.
Good. Are you guys going to stream it on Twitch for viewers so people can watch at home, or maybe have an archive of the
We're
game
still
later?
we're still trying to figure out if it's possible to stream. So if you want to help stream, just let us know. But otherwise, I think it'll mostly just be on Tenho, and then we'll see how it goes from there. This is kind of like a test event because we want to have more online events for the Osamuko community, and then hopefully, like the broader Mahjong community in general.
That sounds great. I know some of the Japanese players have started. They're used to playing live tiles and now have signed up with Tenho accounts. So that would be really great. So guys, keep an eye out. Osamuko Invitational this July 2nd. So July is a very busy weekend for Mahjong. Everything's picking up here. Lots of great things that are happening in the Mahjong community. So keep an eye out and keep on playing. Anyone else have any parting words? I want to yield the floor to you guys. Any questions from chat?
Yeah, I'd just like to say thanks for having us. More Mahjong manga will definitely come out, and yeah, I hope like in the future, like in a few months, you'll have us again.
Yeah, definitely. We'd love to have you back. This is great. This is a great episode. Thank you, White Line, for being on. Really appreciate it.
Yes, thank you.
XGO, so you're in Japan now?
Yeah, I am actually.
Oh, wow. We'll have to have you back on to talk a bit more about if you've gone to any Jonsos or anything like that. Or
Oh yeah, we can talk about that some other time, and
Yeah.
I'll probably try to meet up with Dasuke or Dynaman when they come to Japan.
Yeah. So I'm even thinking there's another episode which would be you, XGO, maybe XKime, talking about what it's like to work as a Jonso employee, which is amazing. And then Dasuke and Dynaman too. Maybe we can have him on, and you can guys talk about your tour of Japan playing in Jonsos. So more coming up in the future. Lots of Mahjong content here on the Mahjong Meetup, and this is episode 5. We're signing out. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks,
Thank you very
bye.
much.
Thanks.